Hello and welcome back to my little corner where today we're going to put together this look using this bad boy as well as this bad boy. I got the PUR 4-in-1 foundation stick and the Carly Bible Deluxe Edition palette from BH Cosmetics. I'm pretty darn excited. I think everything's looking really good. I'm digging my look. So if you guys want to see that, stick around. Also, just as an FYI, one of you guys asked me to do like a get to know me video, so I thought, how about I do a get ready with me / get to know me, and then I have something to do while I talk about uncomfortable things. So if you guys are interested in all of that, make sure you stick around because here comes my very face. First to start, I'm going to grab, and I don't know why I didn't use this last time, Ulta Beauty Poreless Face Primer. It is supposed to soothe and refine my pores. You have to shake this stuff up because it separates really bad. My Bare Minerals does not separate. This does. Let's see, I guess I'll start with like my childhood, but this is, I mean, like, it's kind of weird to say, but the religion that I was raised in had a lot to do with the way that I was raised and things I experienced and things I missed out on. So I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. I am not currently involved in any kind of congregation or church as far as it comes to organized religion. I have a relationship with God. It's working for me. I mean, as far as religion goes, that's really all I want to say about that. The only reason I wanted to say that is because I didn't celebrate birthdays, I didn't celebrate Christmases, I didn't dress up for Halloween, so my childhood looked just a little bit different than, you know, some people's. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. It's just the original. If you can hear my son, it's because he is up late playing Xbox. Because I'm a cool mom. And it's Saturday night. And I get to hang out with you guys tonight. I'm letting him have his little bit of fun. I did wash my brushes yesterday, so everything is nice and clean. And I'm going to use my Morphe M536 to just blend that out super fast. So I was a pretty cute little kid, a very talkative, very social child. Imagine that. I was born in 1983, which would make me 34 years old. I have an older sister who's 36. I also have a younger brother who is 33 and a baby brother who is 31, right? Jinx watches my videos on occasion. Is he 31 or is he about to turn 31? Man, everybody else's birthdays are in October. He was born in June or July. And because of that, no one can remember the poor kid's birthday. Ever. Like, thank God for Facebook the last few years, or he'd probably completely disowned me by now. He already moved to the other side of the country. He's the only one that does not live semi-close by. He lives in Oregon, and he works on a pot farm. I mean, you know, it's legal, and they take really good care of him. He had some dental issues. It was going to be really expensive, so his boss said, no, man, just get it taken care of. I'm going to give you a raise. And the difference between what you make now and what you made in your raise, I'll use that to pay back the money that it cost you to get this done. So basically, he gave him a raise of, you know, a great mouthful of teeth. So I thought that was really cool. He, honestly, his life has just blossomed since he moved out there. He's a father now, and he's getting married soon, and I'm not gonna cry because he's my baby brother. I used to push him around in a laundry basket with sweet tea stuck in his mouth and his baba, even though my mama told me not to give him a baba no more. I could not help it. Oh, and by the way, guys, I found my brushes. I had 2 brushes in my purse or random in my car somewhere. The one that I love so much and I was so sad about, and I got it back because I love it so much. And then the brush that goes in my Naked 3 palette. I found them in both of my cars, so don't worry. I found my favorite brush. Anyway, so I'm gonna start. I say we go this route. Let's do, start with this shade right here, then this shade, and then we'll go with this shade on our lid. But before I put that on, I'm going to use this tinted eye primer. It's in the shade Champagne. I got it with my Ulta Beauty Be Beautiful collection that is no longer available. I'm sorry I told you about it. You could probably find it on eBay or Mercari, and who knows, Ulta might bring it back, right guys? Right? Maybe? So now I can just talk to you guys. We all lived together until I was about in 1st grade, and then my mom and dad separated, which was really crazy, especially with the religion and the way they handle it, because my dad actually got disfellowshipped because he had cheated on my mom. My mom also had her indiscretions, but they weren't, I don't know, as publicized, or because it didn't end in a divorce. She didn't get disfellowshipped right then. She didn't get disfellowshipped until she cheated on my stepdad. So, anyways, a little lot into detail for you. But after they separated, my dad fell in love with and married the love of his life, who he's still not over, because sadly she passed away 14 years ago, 17 years ago. Yeah, she passed away 14 years ago. Just recently, it was just 14 years ago. She had cancer really, really bad, and he watched her wither away for like 5 years, and it was really, really rough on him. But before that, they were like, my dad says that the only reason he left my mom is because he wanted to show us what real love looked like. He did that. They were like watching a romantic comedy 24/7. I never saw them fight. They were just the cutest, sweetest couple, and they were so funny, and she was amazing, beautiful, smart, funny, strong, but in a little bitty package. Anyways, and after a little while, it became obvious that my mom could not handle all of us. So my dad took custody of my brothers. So I haven't lived with them since I was like in 1st or 2nd grade. I have a really horrible memory also, guys. So, yeah, I'm doing the best I can here. But me and my sister continued to live with my mom, and it was not always easy. My mom, I don't know if it had something to do with having us so young or what. She had a little bit of a wild streak, so she was out of the house a lot, and me and my sister were kind of there alone. And when mom was home, a lot of times she brought guys home that she didn't really know that long, and it just wasn't the most awesome situation. I love my mom. Everybody has some part of them, the way I see it anyways, that is slightly broken. You guys see mine. I publicize it for you on YouTube. It is shopping and talking. I mean, I've got other stuff obviously, but that's the most prominent issues I have. My mom is more like my older, less responsible sister. I love her to death. I'll always love her, but she wasn't always the mother figure that most girls want and need in their life. So when I turned 14, I moved in with my grandparents. I'm going to go ahead and start going in and deepening in the crease with that darker shade. Moving in with my grandparents, I felt like Cinderella moving into the castle, because they had a higher standard of living. They also were still Jehovah's Witnesses, so I kind of got pulled back into the congregation with them. I actually thought that I might do better living with them, but there were still things that I just didn't agree with in that religion. There is nothing wrong with that religion. It just wasn't for me. It did teach me a lot of Bible knowledge and a lot of things that I will be forever grateful for. It just was not for me. So, living with my grandparents, they had a house on the lake. I had a jet ski. I had my own room that had 2 beds in it for when my friends came over. They got me my first computer, like when computers were new and not everyone had one. You know, when we all still had AOL accounts. Yeah. That was pretty awesome until I, like an idiot, ran off with a boy when well, not really ran off. I started dating a guy when I was 17. He was going into the Air Force, and for some reason we felt like we had to get married in order to be together, so we did that. It was a very toxic relationship. It lasted about 2 years of my life. C'est la vie. I learned a lot of stuff from that relationship. I'm going to use my Morphe R42 now and put some of this Ulta Beauty Tinted Eye Primer in Champagne on my lid, where I'm going to put this sparkly shadow. I feel like I'm talking to you guys more than I'm actually paying attention to my makeup, and I'm keeping you guys zoomed out a little bit just because I'm not paying that much attention, and I feel like this is a more relaxed situation for us. I hope you guys don't mind. We'll be back to our usually scheduled get ready with me, you know, once you guys get to know me, or once, you know, next week. Ooh, man, this stuff is pigmented. Oh, I got way too much. Let's move over here. This stuff is like, I'm going to have to flip over to the other side of the brush. I only needed a tiny little dot. That was, go really light-handed with that. If you guys got this box, wow. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, because he was in the Air Force, we moved to Illinois. I moved away from all my friends and family. It just wasn't a great situation. 2 years later, I moved back home. I moved in with my my uncle, who lived in a trailer park, which was actually a really, really nice trailer park. And one of the mobile homes was available when I first moved in, and we went and walked over there and looked at it. I didn't think anything else about it, and then my grandfather purchased it for me. And I lived in that mobile home up until I met Carly's dad. We tried to make a go of it. We actually got engaged once, and I just knew that the relationship wasn't right. I actually got pregnant with Carly really early on in our relationship. I don't think we would have lasted much longer than 6 months had we not gotten pregnant, but I tried to make it work because I thought it was what was best for Carly. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with that shimmer shade. But God, we fought so much, and I belittled him so much all the time because I just didn't have any respect left for him, because I felt like the man in the relationship. It just wasn't good. So one day we were fighting, and Carly actually came up and was like, "Can you guys please quit fighting?" She had tears in her eyes. And that's when I realized that it wasn't doing anybody any good. So he moved out. After he moved out, I was already like kind of smitten with my now husband, even though nothing at all had happened between us. I was already flirty with him, and he worked with me, or for me, I should say. And I remember he came in with his, at the time, girlfriend, and I'm just going in with that darkest shade, guys, and darkening up my crease because I wasn't sure how far over I wanted to go with it. So I'm just going to fix that real quick. I actually like that first shade a little bit better, like the shade of it. And this palette is awesome. We used it at the wedding. I used it a lot. I've been using it on myself quite a bit. It's just a really, really pretty palette. He had his girlfriend in there, and I remember seeing them, like, he had his arm around her or something. They were holding hands, something like that. And I just remember thinking, what is this? Is this jealousy that I'm feeling? Yes, it is. That's his girlfriend, Karen. He could do that. That's his girlfriend. Then you have nothing. And then I made the comment, well, it's obvious we're attracted to each other. And then Chris, being Chris, didn't say a damn thing. But I had actually told him that office supplies turned me on, and then came into my office a couple days later, literally floor to ceiling, Post-it notes everywhere. And I was just obviously making a joke. Office supplies don't really turn me on, but you know, I love office supplies. I love Post-it notes. I love pens. I love stationery. I love it all. Wow, I feel like I'm getting through my life faster than I am my makeup. So I'm gonna quickly line my lids. Not gonna talk during this, or I'm gonna totally jack it up. We'll get back to our conversation, but I do have a new foundation to try. This was the biggest reason why I was super duper excited to do this. Get ready with me. The fact that I was going to share intimate things with you guys. And also, look at the foundation I got. It's not Hourglass. It's a little bit cheaper. It's PUR. It is their 4-in-1 foundation stick. It is a cream to velvet matte foundation. It says, this is like blinding me, their packaging. It says the 4-in-1 medium to full coverage foundation can be used as a highlight or contour cream, as it is enclosed in a sleek octagonal stick that helps you look fabulous from all angles. It is formulated with age-defying creatine, Complex and Skin Nourishing Energy Complex to help color correct and brighten the appearance of uneven skin tone, retain hydration, reduce the look of pores and dullness, and protect against environmental stressors, skin fatigue, and signs of aging. It is a 360-degree complexion perfection. So it says for application, we need to apply across forehead, cheeks, nose, blend with a contour blending sponge or foundation brush, and build coverage as desired. Did I tell you I got my color in tan? I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just love this packaging. It is so cute. It's kind of giving me like Fenty vibes or whatever, but okay. There's a little like protector cap on it. That's good. Make sure nobody else has used that. You guys know I suck at color matching, and I don't know why I don't like grabbing people in Ulta and Sephora. I should just grab them and ask them. Okay, where were we? Post-it notes. Let's see. Because he worked for me, I actually ended up losing my job because I went to my boss and told him that we broke company policy, and his lawyer basically recommended that's what he do so that no one else in the company could sue. The funny thing is, not too long after I got pregnant, and once I was about 6 months along, I had heard they were having issues, so I went back, asked if he could use my assistance, and they hired me back. So me and Chris went through some hard times right in the beginning. There for a while I didn't have a job, and right after I didn't have a job, I didn't have a great paying job. When I did have a great paying job, I was working a lot of hours, and then I got pregnant. Didn't have a job again because the great paying job where I was working a lot of hours was too much for me. I mean, we went through all of that, and then, you know, almost 2 years ago, we got married. Oh, and the way he proposed to me, we went to a cabin. Let's see. Sorry. Let's see what we blended out and what we haven't. I am going to put a little bit more on right here, right down here, over here. I'm not hating this, though. I am wondering why it feels like a little grainy. I don't know if it's just because it's the beginning of the stick, or if that's how it feels, or if mine isn't blended well. So we went to a cabin for my birthday. It was later on in the month. It was really funny because every time we'd go on like a little holiday, a little vacation real quick, everybody at work, especially me and the girls in the office, would be like, he's gonna propose, this is the time, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready, he's gonna propose. Then I'd come back like, no, that wasn't it, girls, not the time. And everybody would tease him about marrying me. But I didn't really give him a hard time. I just would joke around all the time like, I can't wait to marry you. I knew I was going to marry him. I knew I was. So we went up to the cabin for the weekend, and by this point I was like, it ain't happening, girls. Not that I'm not getting excited. It's not going to happen. We went to Pigeon Forge. We got a cabin. It was really romantic. We had a great dinner, and we went back to the cabin and we were watching a movie on his laptop. And his finger kept hovering over the pause button, and he had disappeared earlier while we were out in the hot tub. And he was acting just really skittish. It was weird. And his finger was hovering over the mouse thing, and finally he paused it and was like, come upstairs with me. Because up a few like spiral staircases was a pool table, a little small deck. And when he took me up to the top of the staircase, I saw, maybe I can put a picture below, it said, will you marry me, in post-it notes, and it was the sweetest thing. There were also little post-it notes that said, grow old with me, the best is yet to be, you took my heart, now take my last name, or something like that. Just a bunch of really, really sweet little notes, and there was my ring. It was absolutely beautiful. It was such a great night, just such an amazing night. I forgot to wet my beauty blender, so I'm just going to throw my number 7 mineral water spray on a dirty beauty blender. Sorry, I totally forgot to wash my beauty blender last night. I'm going to pounce this out real quick. Sam who is 5 now, was born on my birthday. He would not come out. So we literally tried everything as a couple, and I walked, I drank castor oil. That is never a good decision, ever. It was horrible. I put myself through so much right before, you know, you go through having a baby. With Carly, I had to have an emergency C-section. So with Sam, I was planning on really trying to have him naturally-ish. You know, the normal way. At least have him exit the normal way, I should say. So once we got to a week past, the doctor was like, let's just schedule a C-section. I don't foresee this going well for us. It's only going to get worse from here. Let's schedule a C-section. So we did that, and because he wouldn't come out, I thought, well, then I'll get you for my birthday, and I had him on my birthday, and we scheduled it for my birthday. It was pretty awesome. Not only did I get a kid, but Chris also gave me some really nice jewelry that day too. Ow. My leg's falling asleep. Well, my foot. So now for concealer, I'm just going to use my Shape Tape, but I'm going to use light medium. So I started putting concealer around my mouth. I kind of almost got it in my mouth because I saw, who was it? Chloe Butcher said that brightens your mouth and pulls up your lips. So I do it because she is freaking gorgeous. Now I'm going to use my M536 and just blend that out. Not in my mouth. So, then, I guess right before we got married, too, we bought our house. It was built in the 1970s, and it needs a lot of updates, but, like, when I look at our house, I see what we're gonna take it to. Does that make any sense? I imagine being an old lady looking around and being like, baby, remember when we first moved in here? You know how far we've came? Okay. Isn't that sad? I'm not even done with my makeup, but I basically gave you guys my life story in a nutshell. Right? Now, I've shared something with you guys. It's kind of sad. I hit pan on Reserve Your Cabana. Luckily, I checked my local Dollar Gentry, and they have replacements. You just gotta be careful with those because remember I got that one that was really dried out? And it had a ton of kickback, and it broke super easy on me, and I always drop my stuff. So now that I'm done setting my face, I'm just gonna obviously grab my Busy Gal Brow by Tarte. Mine is in the shade Taupe, right? Yes. Okay, there. Ooh, I do have a new blush though. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it was Fiesta. But either way, I'm sure we'll try Harmony, or we have tried Harmony. I'm sorry. I did go back and like finish out my lower lashes with that darkest shade in the Carly Bible palette. And I put on the Amazonian Smart Clay Mascara on my lower lashes. So we bought our house, I think Facebook reminded me it's been about 3 years ago. And we have a lot we want to do to it, but we absolutely love it. And for highlight, I'm going to use the Milani Day Glow, and I want to try to use the my newest Golden Beautied brush, the Y11, and just put that here. And there. And can't forget my Cupid's bow. If there's something that I did not cover, please feel free to ask and I will let you guys know. I'll either talk about it in another Get Ready With Me, or I'll just direct message you back. One of the two. Now it's time for lips. So I have a nice little lip trio here. I've got a lip liner by NYX. This is in the shade Nude Suede Shoes, but it doesn't twist up like at all. This should twist up, right guys? Why won't it twist up? Is that all the product I get out of these? And then for the lippy lingerie, I got Bedtime Flirt. That's also a NYX product. And then we're going to try that BH Cosmetics Maryland lip gloss on top of all of that, because it looked really, really gorgeous when I swatched it. I got foundation lips going on. Okay, that's super smooth. Well, that feels nice. But that's going to drive me nuts. Why can't I twist it up? And now for the lip lingerie. And I love these. Like, they're just as good as the Tarte lip paint and the Stila, I think, anyways. Okay. Alright, let that dry down for just a second while we look at what we've done here. I also threw some of that highlighter in my inner corners and on my brow bones. I think this look is looking pretty good. But I need a gloss, so let's jump into Marilyn and see what she's like. Oh my god. Do you guys see that? It is like straight up Tin Man. Holy cow. It's like I put a daggone highlighter on my lip. Wow. Like, I am absolutely loving that lip. Alright, my lovelies, so that is it for today. Why am I always hitting stuff? This is our look. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm not feeling bad about having to sit around in this and film a few videos for you tonight, and I really don't know if I'm going to change my eye color now because I really like that. I think it looks pretty. Thank you guys so much for once again hanging out with me. You guys mean the world to me. The fact that you sit through here and the fact that you guys wanted to know more about me, that was pretty amazing too. I do want to say hi to a few of my new subscribers. So hello, Yoser BRH, Maddie, and Stephanie. You guys are awesome for clicking on subscribe. I'm so close to my year-end goal of 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I love you all. So congratulations to whoever won the giveaway. I do not quite know yet, obviously, since I'm filming this a week behind, but I do know that the results should have gone up today, so congratulations. If you guys enjoyed this video or you're digging my look, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, please. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Have a great one. Bye.